Symphony of the Dead, a comprehensive guide. Symphony of the Dead follows the disintegration of the Erkani family in a small provincial town in Iran during the years after World War II. The story opens with Aydin's death, and the rest of the novel unfolds like a requiem. A reflection on how he was destroyed by his family, tradition, and society. Aydin grows up in a wealthy but suffocating household. His father is obsessed with reputation, religion, and control. Erhan, his brother, is manipulative and ambitious. The complete opposite of Aydin's gentle, artistic soul. Aydin finds solace in books, music, and poetry, but his father and brother ridicule him, calling him weak and unmanly. As Aydin matures, his dreams of love and art are systematically crushed. He falls in love with Turan, but social restrictions and family interference prevent them from being together. Over time, Erhan's jealousy turns into hatred. He orchestrates Aydin's downfall, using deceit, violence, and manipulation. Eventually, Aydin's spirit breaks, he loses his will to live and descends into madness and dies alone in a cold room. The book moves back and forth in time and through different points of view until the final, tragic tableau at the salty Lake Shirabi, where the family's story, and Erhan's life, reaches its requiem-like end. Principal characters and short descriptions. Erhan Erkani, the youngest and central figure whose outward action, going to the lake with a rope, triggers the novel's interior journey. He is at once murderer and victim, and his walk toward the lake becomes an inward regression through memory and justification. Erhan ends his own life at Lake Shirabi, the act that concludes both his family's tragedy and the symphony itself. Aydin, Erhan's brother, once a poet, his collapse into madness and vulnerability makes him both a target and a symbolic bearer of lost artistic possibility. Jaber Erkani, the family patriarch, a hard, narrow-minded merchant whose authority and brutality have shaped the household and set sibling rivalries and resentments in motion. Mother, a complicating presence, protective at times, enabling at others, the domestic force that both sustains and suffocates the children. Youssef, the eldest, crippled and heavily dependent, a living reminder of past accidents and the family's burden. Ida, Aydin's twin sister, whose suicide is one of the family's dark, destabilizing secrets. Structure, technique and style. Maʿrufi organizes the novel as a symphony, short movements, recurring motifs, and contrapuntal voices that mirror musical form. The prose relies heavily on stream of consciousness, rapid shifts of viewpoint, fragmentary memories and interior monologues, producing a polyphonic, cinematic effect. Critics even describe it as two cameras running in parallel at times. The structure itself gestures to a musical composition that builds to a requiem. This formal inventiveness is a core reason the novel won wide acclaim. Major symbols and what they mean. The lake, Shirabi, a mirror and grave, a place where past and present meet, where secrets surface and self-destruction culminate. It functions like the final movement of a symphony, the requiem. Rope, instrument of both violence and symbolic binding, it literalizes the book's fraternal violence and the entanglements of guilt, honor, and family obligation. Ravens, crows, and recurring natural imagery, death omens and the chorus that signals the approach of catastrophe. Music and symphonic form, the most overt meta-symbol, Maṟrufi doesn't just tell a tragic story, he scores it, voices recur like themes, and contrasts, example, Erhan versus Aydin, tradition versus art, play out like musical counterpoint. Central themes. Family decay as social microcosm, the Erkani's collapse reflects broader social, moral and cultural failure, patriarchal violence, stifled creativity, and the price of social conservatism. Violence and the locus of culpability, fratricide, murder and complicity are examined not only as individual acts but as outcomes of sustained domestic and cultural pressure. Art versus survival, Aydin's ruined poet figure contrasts with siblings who adapt to brutality. The novel asks what happens to art and imagination inside repressive or traumatized families and societies. Memory and time, the narrative repeatedly collapses chronological order, the past is an active agent that shapes present violence. The novel, first published in Persian in the late 1980s and widely translated afterward, became Maroufi's best-known work, praised for its formal daring and psychological depth. Reviewers highlighted the novel's unusual symphonic organization and its emotional intensity. Abbas Maroufi was an Iranian novelist, playwright, journalist and editor born in Tehran in 1957. He studied dramatic literature at the University of Tehran and began his literary career in stories and plays before publishing Symphony of the Dead, his breakthrough novel. He later founded and edited the literary periodical Gardun, a high-profile cultural magazine that ran into trouble with authorities. In the 1990s, Maroufi left Iran and lived in Germany, where he continued to write, teach and publish. He remained an important voice in contemporary Persian letters until his death in 2022. Have you read the novel? We hope you have enjoyed watching the video. Thank you.